Good morning, Speed Gaming fans. I am Bailey Wizard. Alongside me is Dwight Deshotel. We bring you another race in the Final Fantasy Spring 2020 tournament. Here we have our two runners here are Caront and Sketchy Metal. They are 0-3, but they do still have something to play for. So if either of our runners win out from here on, they will make it to the last chance qualifier. So at least there's still something here for runners to shoot for. Anything you want to mention, Dwight, for the moment? Since I kind of ran out of steam quickly.
Well, I am definitely running out of steam here. I'm just excited to watch these runners, see how they're going to route the seed. It looks like they drafted a party of fighter, thief, white, black, so that's going to be interesting. Pretty normal composition there. Not going to have any spells locked at any point in the race, at least until promotion happens, and then we should see it good to go.
Yep, they decided to play it a bit safe this time around, so the runners have been let loose, so we'll be seeing how the early magic treats them in just a moment. And I believe the actual draft itself, Sketchy Metal started first picking the fighter, Caront added the thief and the black mage, and Sketchy Metal decided to be safe in adding the white mage to the pool. And away they go. All right. So in the white magic, we have Inf 2, Cure 2, I think those Harm 4, and oh boy, level 1 magic is kind of, well, we don't have a sweeper here. Oh boy, that's gonna be fun.
Zap it at least take care of some pirates for us.
And the Harm 4 will definitely help in potentially the Temple of Fiends and other, like Ice Cave, other places that have lots of undead in it.
I'm a big fan of seeing Invis 2 at level 1. That'll make finding that white shirt a little bit less important for our run.
True. Let's see, Silver Bracelet. And Cabin's not that bad at 142. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good price.
Those houses are looking a little expensive, though.
Yeah. Though goodness knows late in the seed, money won't be much of an issue, but unless you're stocking up on heals, which I actually did not see in that shop, now that I look at it again.
That is correct.
So the best thing we got is Cure 2 for healing at the moment.
Sketchy, it looks like he is going to take these imps and grab a level.
And not a bad idea. If you can make the your way to Temple of Fiends a bit easier, if you can make it in one trip instead of having to wipe and have to do it again, that's all the better. But Caront is the first one in. Let's see what kind of early treasure we can find.
Notably, did not grab a save item to save outside of Temple of Fiends.
Yeah, but Caront was able to make a good run up to Temple of Fiends. The first chest had just money, and well, there's a free cabin, and there's the canal right off the bat. Okay then.
That's a good place to find it. Now, Now Caront knows that he doesn't have to try to maybe take a gamble on Marsh or something like that early if he can't find it.
Yep, so for our incentivized locations, we have this week we have the Adamant Chest in Sky alongside Castle Ordeals, Ice Cave, and the Titan's Trove. But we also have, I guess, 3 loose items, including the canal, which is guaranteed to be loose. And whoop, both of our runners Zap Garland.
Notably, Sketchy Metal did not go check that box up there, so he will not find the canal unless he goes back for it.
Oh, okay, we got ourselves a floater. And the adamant. Okay. Finding that adamant early. I don't. They will still need the canoe to get up in the air, I believe. Because I want to say in these flags, we don't have the extended open progression, which adds a dock to the Ryukon Desert.
There actually is a dock on the Ryukon Desert. You can get to both Onrak and Mirage with just a boat and a canal.
Well, I mean, Ryukon Desert, I mean, where you get the airship, right?
Oh, you are correct. I made a mental error there. I didn't realize the name. But yes, you need the canoe to get to the...
So at least that's one less thing that we have to hunt down. And once we do get that canoe, pretty much the whole world will be open to us. Sketchy Metal checking level 2, and oh, there's our sweepers. Fire 3 and Lit 3.
Never want to see those in the same level, but we do want to see them, so we'll take it here.
I personally would probably wouldn't even get Fire 3, at least not initially, just because we already have Harm 4, and that would take care of any undead that we come across. And level 2 White Magic, not much.
Level 2 White was a little bit of a bust. You might be able to use that ruse on a knight later, but with Invis 2 being at level 1, I don't think we're going to see the runners go back for that.
Yeah. And there's the Oxyale. Not expensive either.
The Oxyale will give Caront access to Sea Shrine if he should be so inclined for an early.
At these levels, I would be amazed if he went to Shrine now. Sketchy Metal going and taking on the pirates. One quick Lit 3, and down they all go.
Yeah, with no exit or warp at these early levels. Ooh, the Spicky has the slab. That is an interesting one. I don't think a sea run is really possible because you can't even RNG your way up to mermaids and then exit.
Yeah, unfortunately, no exit, no warp, at least not yet. And it looks like... Nope, I thought Sketchy Metal was going to take a visit to Matoya, but it looks like no. So the big question of the moment is when will Sketchy Metal check those other chests in Temple of Fiends?
It might not matter if they find a canoe somewhere. The canal might not even be required, but it could be.
True, true. As we do have the adamant, because that'll turn into something. Looks like we're about to... Sketchy Metal's heading to turn that in now. Plus, there's a couple extra chests where we might find something loose, too.
I like this play by Sketchy, going over to Dwarves. You got an item to turn in. You got a couple free boxes in here. That's pretty good. Talk to your Hooray Dwarf.
Get a couple free cabins along the way. And there's the canoe! Wow! Oh, okay then, this is turning into a potentially fast one.
Yeah, we're probably gonna see, Sketchy immediately go grab that river and go grab that airship, and missing the canal in that early chest doesn't really matter.
No. That weird moment when you realize you're going to be in the air in about 10 minutes or less. Wow, that's a lot of money in Matoya's cave. And a mage staff too. Ooh, that is nice.
Remind me what that mage staff cast again?
Fire 2. But any free AoE, especially in this early game, is very nice. You don't have to use up spell charges to take out some of these things.
Yeah, some of those zombies or something like that that could run up on you. You can just mage staff those down.
Yeah, but at the 8-minute mark, Sketchy Metal is already in the air. The one downside to having the airship this early is getting to ordeals is not exactly a short trip.
Where do you think Sketchy is going to head? He's going to check some freebies, it looks like, here first. Go see what Sarda has holding.
Yep, well, it all might depend on what we've got. Ooh, okay, that makes things interesting. We got ourselves the Mystic Key already. And Caront checking to level 3. White magic is still nothing. I didn't see what the black magic was, fortunately.
I don't think Sketchy has checked it yet, so we'll see what he finds there.
Yeah. Well, he's gonna check the... Well, there's exit at level 4. Bane Sword for Sketchy. And a ribbon!
Whew, that's pretty stacked there. That Bane Sword is pretty useful. They don't have much else right now, so that can be really helpful. That ribbon is a huge pickup.
Oh yes, definitely.
Temper at level 4 as well. That's going to be some good stuff.
Lock as well, which is also useful, though you don't necessarily want to see that and Temper at the same level. Chat mentioning what was on level 3 Black. Apparently Fast and Brack were there. Having Fast early is also really good, especially when you got a Thief, so that'll be potentially some extra casts after class change. Sketchy Metal checking the Corneria Armory. Getting some half-decent equipment. That silver armor is definitely an improvement. I want to say, was there a Great Axe there too, I think? Yeah, which is an improvement over the Falchion for sure.
Well, those copper Cheerios look pretty cheap too. You could grab a couple of those if you don't find much in the key lock chest.
I want to say we had seen silver bracelets somewhere else. I forget where it was, though. Might have been right here in Corneria. Yep, there they were. Silver bracelets for cheap.
Cheap silver bracelets give us some absorb here. Any light warrior can equip these. So.
And Caront finally making his way to the Dwarf Cave. Will get that canoe, and will be likely in the air shortly as well.
Yep, Sketchy was in the air at about 8 minutes, so about a 3-minute advantage of exploration.
And
Caront doing hooray, 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 hooray.
Yep, and getting that key from Sarda allows Sketchy Metal to just go around cleaning up a lot of things. If nothing else, finding resources, at the very least. If we find another loose item here, that's all the better.
One of the downsides of, defense sword, that's a good pickup.
Oh, definitely.
What I was going to say, one of the
sorry.
Go ahead, Melee, sorry.
I was going to say that defense sword kind of makes that ruse at level 2 kind of redundant at this point. I see Fade and Life 2 at level 5.
That level 5 is loaded.
How about the black magic? Oh, there's Nuke too. Okay. That'll probably be something our runners will want. Because even at 5, you should get at least enough charges of it to make it worthwhile.
You don't even bother getting Ice 3, right? You just buy Nuke.
Yeah, no. At this point, no. It's just Nuke all day, every day. The only thing that Ice 3 would be helpful for would be like if you run up against like packs of waters in the water floor of Topher or something.
So basically, if you're rich, pick it up. If not, leave it behind.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Sketchy Metal is quite rich. I believe one of those chests had over 30,000 in the Dwarf Cave.
Yeah, that's going to really help him out and be able to pick up any magic that he finds. Did Sketchy go over to Melman yet?
I don't believe so, no.
So he'll be very happy having that money when he gets to Melman to find all those sweet spells sitting at level 5.
Oh, yes.
Caront is going to go check Crescent first before going to get that airship.
Well, I mean, I get it. Going from Melmond over to Crescent Lake and then grab the airship. It's not a bad play, I don't think. Level 6 white magic wall is pretty much the best thing on there. I think that's on the exit slot, so I think that's locked in. There's Quake at 6.
The spells have not been kind to this game, but it'll be good enough, I think.
And the sages have the chime.
A required chime opens up the Mirage Tower for us. It's a required item, required to finish the seed, so it's always a good...
Unfortunately, we won't be able to get to the incentivized item yet in there yet. That will require the cube. Oh, I think is Caront going to be taking a bit of a mini grind here?
I like this play a lot. He knows about the nuke. He gets a couple levels, get a couple of nuke charges, then you can go start, maybe you could go Volcano, because you got to start finding those loose items. Could even head up to Ordeals if you wanted to try to make that play. What do you think, man?
With what we have, since I believe at least Caront picked up Fire 3, that makes Ice not a bad play. Between that and the Harm 4 that I don't remember if they picked up or not.
Looks like Sketchy is going back for key lock to Topher.
Yep,
I like it.
And getting the rest of Topher along the way, and we'll be getting that canal along the way and might have a little chuckle over it.
Meanwhile, Carant's just taking a few more fights before they go pick up their air.
Yeah, unfortunately finding some hero runs when he doesn't really want them. The Crescent Lake area is not a bad area, especially if you end up getting those EXPs.
Sketchy having a quick chuckle over finding the canal there.
Yeah, it turned out not to need it, but hey, it's there.
Spiders with nuke!
Oh, wow. Ahem!
It's a shame we didn't see that the first time up to the Temple of Fiends.
Yeah, I know they saw some spider encounters too, so they both got lucky the first time around.
Remind me what other dungeons have spiders. Does Marsh have spiders?
I think so. I think if so, it's mixed in with arachnids and mucks and that sort of thing.
All right, I hope our loose items are in Marsh then.
I know there's a rare spider encounter in the overworld around Temple of Fiends, but I think that's about it.
Overall, I think that's a good place to have that random nuke get rolled, is on those spiders.
Yeah. At least now that you've seen it, you know you're not likely to see it somewhere else. But we have Glance. I forget. I didn't notice whether it was the Gersharks that had Glance. Oh dear. And is out of lit 3s.
Did Sketchy pick up any softs? I suppose it doesn't matter.
Nah, but when you ran out of lit 3s, you're not getting out of that fight.
Sketchy just decides to nope out of those boxes. That's a fair play. Those Gersharks are probably a little too much to handle at these levels.
And I think he actually still noped out on the canal, too. I don't blame him on that, because it's not really necessary now.
Agreed. Once you have the airship, the canal is redundant. What is Sketchy? Is Sketchy heading back to Provoca to grab the Oxale, maybe?
Maybe. He's got the money. Might as well. Do it before you forget about it, right?
Yes. As a person who has forgotten to check sages more than once, you should do things before you forget about it. Meanwhile, Caront still taking fights over by the Crescent Lake area, just trying to grab a couple of levels before he decides where he is going to go next.
Yeah, if he's going to be going to straight to like Ice Cave or something, that's I appreciate this play because he's preparing for future endeavors.
Sketchy, our runners are high-fiving right now at Crescent Lake. Sketchy went and grabbed his chime.
I see there's pro rings for sale.
And they're pretty cheap, too.
Yeah, that's not bad. I think Sketchymel could actually afford a Oh yeah, he can outfit his entire group with them. And I think he's about to do just that.
I like this play. I mean, you know, it can make or break a dive if something has Zap or Bane or something like that, right? Having those pro rings protect against instant death, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they protect against the death element at least.
What does that death element include? Does that just protect against like Zap and Quad X and stuff like that, or does it extend out to like Quake and things like that?
Quake is Earth. Zap is, I believe, is actually Time element. It's more stuff like Crack and Rub, that sort of thing, I believe. Sketchymel contemplating the marsh dive, but decides not to, and will instead head up to the Northwest Castle, since we've got 3 chests and 2 trap tiles we can look at.
Yeah, if Sketchy finds a nice trap tile, they could use that to get their levels rather than Caront's tactic of going to Crescent Lake and taking fights there.
Yeah. Question in chat, what are our runners' records? Our runners are 0-3. But despite that, they do still have something to play for. If either of our runners wins out to 3-3, they will be able to make it into the last chance qualifier. And it looks like the trap tiles aren't that good. One's got scums, the others had manticores. Eh.
Did he get any good loot from the 3 boxes that were in there?
I don't believe so.
If you're Caront and once you get the prerequisite levels, do you think the ice dive is the most like?
I don't. Let's see. Warp was at. Where did we see Warp yet?
I think Warp was at level 5 with our loaded magic.
No, I'm pretty sure Exit was at 4. No, it was Nuke was at 5. I don't think we've actually seen Warp yet, so that means that would have to be at 7 or 8. That kind of makes me feel a little about Ice Cave.
You were right. It was that Nuke at level 5. I think you're correct. I don't think we've seen Warp just yet.
And if it's at 7 or 8, we likely won't be seeing it. Sketchymel turning in the slab while he's here.
I like that plan. Now that Sketchy knows that he has a nuke and he could go turn that slab in. He could maybe try to go turn that slab in and see what that leads. Maybe take a fight on the way down, hope to nuke it down.
Possibly. He might actually be thinking about that. It looks like he's heading towards Gaia at least. Or maybe Ordeals? Or... Oof, he's contemplating his options, and yes, he is doing the Lefane play.
We know that there's a couple of hero runs at the beginning, too, so you could save Scum your way down here.
And I think he has been.
I like this a lot. You could save. If you get turn order and you nuke these, you gain a bunch of levels. And then if not, you just reset and just keep walking.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think his group, Sketchy's group, is still around level 5, so it won't really be getting much for nuke charges for a while, but...
That is a good observation.
He's gonna try and zap some of these things, though.
With a Bane Sword coming out. Caront still grinding at the Crescent Lake area.
Yeah, I'm still not saying it's necessarily a bad idea, but it's definitely not a fast option at this point.
This Zomble is giving Sketchy Metal the business here.
I was wondering. I'm starting to wonder how much of this is for an XP grind, how much of it's for a gold grind, actually, which feels kind of weird considering that you've got the airship just waiting for you to pick it up. And that's just by that itself. There's a ton of chests that'll be accessible right then and there. And he's actually going away. Did he? There's a power gauntlet at Lefane. Okay. Did Caront forget that he has the floater?
That is possible. That he just simply forgot that he has the floater. Because that would make sense why you would take fights in Crescent Lake when you have access to the airship.
I mean, and it was pretty much it was gotten from
Look at your item list, Caront. Look at it. Look at it.
Ooh, man, oh man, that hurts to see. So I just, you have the means of getting anywhere you want to, and it just slips your mind. Because goodness knows, I have my own share of memory issues, so I understand, but it's oof, ouch.
Oh yeah, I am not going to fault anyone. This game is hard, and that's why it's fun.
And in its own way, this randomizer makes it harder, and it's, as such, more fun.
I do like this volcano play. A lot of chests here. We have the magic to possibly, and the levels to be able to take on carry. So we could see a volcano flow clear here.
And our first trap tile looked like there were shadows, so not much to speak of.
Sketchy does look like they want to take a fight over at the Lefane area.
Yeah, he's been looking to take a bit of a mini grind here. Apparently he didn't get Fire 3, so that'll make this particular fight a bit more of a thing. He does have I believe he does have that mage staff, though. I'm surprised he wasn't using it.
I can't really blame Sketchy for not picking up that Fire 3. It was pretty expensive, and he was a little strapped on cash when he got to Provoca.
True. Although the Zombles doesn't look like they have too much health.
That definitely is good news for Sketchy if they rolled low on the HP. Boom! Big levels. I think that's 3 apiece.
And since we have the Fanish hospitality, there is an inn here, so he can heal up and continue on.
That is a good point, Melee. I did forget in the vanilla game there is actually not an inn in Lefane.
Nope. No inn, no clinic. The only shops there is that one last spell of level 8.
Which I missed the first time I played vanilla.
And giants have glare. Well, the red giants at least have glare.
Caront picked up a wizard staff. He could start confusing some things.
Well, that really the most that confuse does is just makes the enemies waste their turn, because actually hitting each other doesn't really do a heck of a lot. Mostly because the game is programmed so that, for whatever reason, when an enemy is confused, it basically uses Fire 1.
We'll probably have a put in a dev request to fix that, so we can have the enemies nuke each other.
Oh, I'm sure it's been brought up at one point or another. And unrunnable ankylos. Yeah.
Ugh, those are particularly nasty. They usually punch pretty hard and don't really provide a lot of experience for the effort that it takes to kill them.
And meanwhile, Caront is in the main room of the armory. Let's see if we find some good stuff. There's a weresword. Actually, checking to see if the weresword's better than the longsword. Not something you see very often. And blue dragons. And they have glare as well. Ooh boy.
I like the humility of Caront to just check if he doesn't remember. Oftentimes, you might see a save face, but if you don't remember, just check.
Yeah, because I mean, checking like stuff, the higher end stuff like Sunsword, Xcal, Massa, we know about those, but it's not that many people would know offhand the difference between longsword and weresword. So I understand that. But those blue dragons, glare for 1, thunder for 2. Oof, that is a nasty trap tile to see.
I think I would let that one be and just kind of find something better. And I think Sketchy agreed.
He's constantly. I don't recall seeing if it was unrunnable or not, but yeah, he's done. At least with that floor. Let's see what he decides to do from here. Oh, looks like might be taking a deeper dive. Or taking one last stab at that child. See if he can at least get away from it. It is runnable.
It is runnable, but it looks like he's going to take it. He's got that mage staff. Maybe he'll try that invis too. See if fire 3 does down that blue D's. Ooh, they rolled a little high though. 276 didn't.
Well, that's one down. And Sketchy Metal is encountering this same trap tile, so a bit of a high five here. And he was able to get away, and we see that it's nothing.
Yeah, the armory being a little bit of a bust. Just some 3-digit gold, and that's about.
But Caront is able to get through that fight. Nice. Got a couple levels on everyone on that one.
I like this a lot by Caront here. He has those 2 houses. He can just exit out. He could full clear volcano, exit out house, and then buzz back down to carry.
And he's taken another one. He got through one, thinking he can get through another.
I almost kind of like this a little bit because Caront knows that he doesn't have very much equipment, so he might be thinking he needs to overcompensate via level.
Although I'm starting to think that the blue D's... I'm thinking that glare might be the Medusa script, because we saw the giants had glare as well, and I don't think we saw enough of them to see if they had thunder as well. If so, that's a dangerous script to have, I believe, 3 times over across this seed.
Sketchy Metal is walking back out of Volcano. Sketchy is leaving.
Yeah, probably just checking chests, just to see if he can shore up some equipment, perhaps. Doesn't help that the fighter got taken out.
I think we do have access to a couple of life charges at this point. Maybe I'm wrong on that.
But Life 2 was at level 5, I believe.
Everything was basically at level 5 for this seed.
Yeah, true. So where's Sketchy Metal headed now? Well, he's gonna check out Earth Cave. Okay. Ah, trap tile check.
Okay, this makes a lot more sense. Going to see if he can find a good trap tile. Maybe he can find a couple eyes.
The first... Not many people know this, but in this, the Hall of Giants, there's actually 2 different trap tiles. You just would never know it, because in the vanilla game, both trap tiles are the same thing. But we see this first one has a red Sahag pack. We'll see what the second one has.
I'll just admit it. I was today years old when I found out that there's 2 different trap tiles in this place.
Or, nope, Sketchyman's just checking the one. Maybe he doesn't realize there's 2 different trap tiles there.
Going back to Corneria Castle, maybe to restock on some supplies here.
Yeah. Grabbing some houses. You have the money for it now.
Yeah, it makes those level dives a bit easier, knowing if you can just exit back out and save your progress, so you don't take a wipe and lose your levels and any loot you found.
Oof, Caront getting some low rolls on these fires at this point.
Is Sketchy headed up to Ordeals? Neither of our runners have checked the Cardia Islands either to see what treasure chest, what loot that place holds as well.
True, and I think Sketchy's... Don't see this being this drop-off point. I'm not sure how much of a difference it is, as opposed to the eastern side.
I was going to ask you about that, Melee. I see some runners park up here on the top, but I usually park over by the desert. Is that the wrong place?
Honestly, this is the first time I've seen in, like, forever that I've seen someone park up there. Oh, unrunnable Gurpedes.
Starman and chat noticing the Blue Dragons do have that thunder.
Yes, they do. It's the second thing on their skill list, and that makes me worry that the Giants have it too.
Burt Reynolds in chat, a veteran runner, says the desert is closer, but maybe Sketchy didn't realize that. Maybe it's better to park there rather than fly back over by the...
Yeah, when you're... I would understand if a lot of some of the newer runners... I don't know how new Sketchy Metal is, but... it wouldn't fault me if a runner's used to going to ordeals by boat and not as opposed to airship. You might not think about that too much. Yeah, but Caront is still trying to take out these blue dragons.
It's a bold strategy with him having thunder, but let's see if that strat pays off.
I mean, as far as sheer experience goes, this is the best thing we've seen so far, I think. It's just a shame that the Blue Dragon just they have a lot of beef to them. You know, the Gurpedes that Sketchy Metal's going, they're no slouch either. I did see Quad X thrown out. Oh, and hold, too.
Quad X shouldn't be a big deal. We have those pro rings. I didn't realize Sketchy's levels were so low. Level 9. Whew.
Yeah, well, he was going around checking chests while Caront was doing the Crescent Lake grind.
Right, you are. So Sketchy is a little bit ahead on exploration, but Caront does have the levels. We'll see which one pays off here.
Although I think Sketchy Metal is catching up a bit, because Caront was kind of hit and miss with those blue dragons, and he's finally decided to head back to Crescent Lake.
The big question mark here is, when does Caront remember that he has the floater?
Yeah, that's the big oof right there.
I like this Ordeas play. We haven't found Warp, but Sketchy knows that he's probably not going to find it anyway, so it's probably a moot point, and this is an incentivized location. So he knows that chest before the chair is going to contain a key item, or Opal, Cheerio, or Thorhammer.
Yeah, it'll have something. And if we happen to find, say, like a Mummy Pack or something, I'm pretty sure Sketchy has Harm 4, so we'll be able to take those out pretty quick for some good experience. Case in point, although he's just going to run away from it, though.
I don't mind running from just the 4. I might harm 4 of these 6, but... Hydras, meanwhile, wipe Caront from the walk back.
Mm-hmm.
Even the Thor hammer at this point, if you're Sketchy, is still a pretty decent find. That Thor hammer might be useful if we have to go see.
Kind of curious. I'm pretty sure Sketchy grabbed that mage staff, but hasn't been using it. So I'm not sure how much he values the spellcasting items outside of like defense and power gauntlet and whatnot.
Speed gaming with a rate of 120. Thank you very much. Welcome, fans.
Yep, we got ourselves an interesting one here. We had Sketchy Metal airborne inside of 10 minutes because we had the floater at the princess, I believe. But unfortunately, Caront appears to have forgotten that he's grabbed it and has been doing the grind at Crescent Lake, going to Volcano. Is so close to getting that airship. It just doesn't remember that he's got the floater, I presume.
Every time he opens his menu to look at his heal pots, I just hope that he sees that floater is there.
At this point, I'm just wondering is he still thinking I need to find the floater? Right? It's just where might he go just to try to find that?
Right. The good news for Caront, though, if he does remember that he has the floater, he has been productive. He's gotten some levels. He's found a little bit of the equipment. He's got enough money to pick up those pro rings, and he can catch back up still.
And there's those. We haven't seen that much of any of the Fiend dungeons. They can still have something really, really nasty for our runners, and that can even things up quick.
Sketchy manages to navigate the randomized pillars pretty quickly. Nice work.
And Caront looks like he's heading back north. Heading back to the volcano.
We might see this might be Caront's run at carry here, I'm thinking.
If he was able to keep some of those some levels from the blue dragons, yeah. I think looks like he's around 12.
You got Invis too, you got the nuke charges. I think it's doable.
Yeah, if you can get down there. Plus there's and there is the loot at Ordeals for Sketchy Metal. And that's an interesting trap tile encounter.
It is. You have the mage staff. If those wolves roll low, no, he nopes up. The loot doesn't help us open up any checks, but we do need it to beat the game, so to say it's a bad pickup would be incorrect.
It's kind of sort of the best equivalent I can think of from, say, Link to the Past would be trying to hunt down that ice rod. It can be practically anywhere, and it really sucks when that's the last thing you have to find. Well, it looks like Caront is actually going back to the Blue Dragons.
Really likes those blue dragons.
Thankfully, he does have exits, so he has been able to take those keep those levels that he's getting now.
Left the fight or kissing dirt?
Well, I don't think he has, at the very least, life charges. So it's either keep going with what you got, or walk or canoe all the way back to Crescent Lake.
Oh, I forgot that he doesn't have the airship. You're right. You'd have to canoe back to Crescent Lake. You're right. We are only 2 items away from just being able to complete the game. Am I wrong? We need the rod and the cube.
Yeah. Yeah, we have the key, we have the loot. We're really just cube and rod from Go Mode. Wow.
So I think Caront's best hope to catch back up Exploration Rise is that Sketchy finds a fetch chain that leads to the Opal Cheerio or the Thor Hammer rather than leading to the rod or.
Yeah, there is still a lot of items we haven't found yet. So that could still be the case. It's just a matter of where's Sketchy Metal going now. Probably to restock on housing. Has been using those tents pretty well once he noticed that that big hero run at the start of the encounter cycle.
Was that off the hard reset or just a couple soft resets in?
I want to say it was after a hard reset. If it wasn't too far in.
The one thing about having that early airship is those looses could be anywhere.
Oh, yes.
Sketchy contemplating where he takes it next. I think he's a low level. I think I might try to maybe clear out the rest of Volcano. Oh no, he's going ice.
He's going for ice.
Ice is an incentivized location. He does have a few nuke charges and exits, so even if he just gets a couple levels and gets low, he could exit out. And
he did buy houses, so he can go out, refresh his magic charges, and dive right back in. And yeah, this is a big hero run right after the power cycle, it looks like.
And that's useful too. I mean, we get to also check there's a couple of trap tiles in ice. We might find some eyes or something we can get some fast levels on as well.
Oh, dang, we're getting a triple raid from Speed Gaming 4, Speed Gaming 5, and Speed Gaming Deutsch.
Welcome, fans. We got an interesting one here. We had Sketchy in the air at 8 minutes and just routing around trying to locate some of our loose items. We're 2 items away from Gomo. We just need a rod and a cube, but we got a lot of items that we can't find, so we'll see where...
I would say finding the tail wouldn't be a bad thing, if only because he'd be able to equip that defense sword that he's got.
Yeah, the defense sword upgrade is nice, and I don't think we saw any great magic for the knight or the ninja to be able to use, but...
Well, I mean, the ninja would be able to use temper and fast.
I'm not going to argue with extra fast or temper charges come Topher time.
And Zombie
this could
vamp on the trap tile here. Oh my.
Ooh. We have that harm 4. Did they? Oh, I don't think Sketchy picked up that harm 4 earlier.
No, he did not. No harm 4, no fire 3.
We do have that mage staff, but he doesn't like that very much.
No, he hasn't been using it. I believe it's been on his fighter this whole time.
Might want to move that down to that thief, maybe.
Fortunately, I don't think Bane's going to be working very much against undead stuff.
I did not realize that. I thought that was a relatively good strat. Apparently not.
Yeah, I want to say undead are just generally resistant to insta-kills for the most part. But, ooh, Caront is making the deeper dive into the volcano.
I think this will be our first look at the deeper realms of volcano. Smartly running on these damage tiles to not further the encounter table.
The other trap tile here has slimes.
I'm not familiar with the slime grind. Is that an option here for Sketchy, maybe? Melee?
Slimes are good, but they are weak to fire, which we don't have much of. Though apparently we is actually starting to use that now. Using that mage staff.
Can't say I blame him. That's a good remember. Better late than never.
All right,
just some 3-digit gold for Caront there.
Yeah, in the a lot of chests on this floor. We'll see what we get.
Ooh, these red giants are nasty.
And
gets away though.
Just a whole bunch of gold for Sketchy.
I feel like we've been finding a lot of gold lately. Somewhere is loaded.
Ooh, there's a pro cape and a black shirt. Well, I know that in particular, Dwarf Cave had one chest that had like over 30,000. Oh, metal slimes have thunder.
Ouch! Sketchy goes down to the slimes, and he is noping. He is saying, no, we'll come back to that later.
Uh-huh. At least we know that those slimes were at the Frost Dragon tile, so at least we won't be seeing... At least there's only just the one. And he's going out getting that Harm 4.
That's a smart strategy. That Harm 4 could really help you if you want to try to grind that Zombie D Whiz-Vamp tile there.
Yeah, that will definitely do some good. Still didn't go and grab that Fire 3, but the Harm 4 will definitely pay off if he's going that route.
And Caront, too, finding that black shirt's a pretty big pickup for him because we don't have the early level AoE. You know, Nuke is at level 5, and so just having a couple of those items just to be able to nuke down some of these enemies could really help you save on your spell chart.
I mean, he does have Lit 3 and Fire 3, but still, yeah.
It just lets the Thief and White Mage contribute on unrunnable fights. That's kind of what I was trying to get at, but you're right. We have that Lit 3 at levels.
Yeah, apparently the Agamas are proving to be on the tanky side, so he decides he thinks better of it.
Come on, Caront, see that floater?
Oh man, it would be really unfortunate if he ends up like full clearing pretty much everything and before noticing that he's had the floater this whole time. Well, looks like it's just a gray imp at the Agama tile.
Sketchy headed back into ice with that Harm 4 in tow, ready to harm some Zombie Ds.
And anything else that gets in his way. Honestly, if he was going out his way to get that Harm 4, I probably would have gotten the Fire 3 just for the extra firepower there in this place.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. Just it would have been just a quick fly over to provoke. We got Caront. He's going to go check the volcano chest. That is not an incentivized chest this week. It is air week. That is the incentivized chest in the sky. But I probably like checking the trap tile over here. Does he not know what that is, or is that just a B-side of something else?
We knew the Agma tile was Graham's, but we hadn't seen the... And it's just rates at the Red Dragon tile.
With Poison Touch.
And just money. Alright.
So I think we're going to get our first look at our first Fiend fight here from Caront. I think he's probably just going to go try to kill Carrie. I think he can accomplish it.
Yeah, if you're down this far, you're not just going to exit out unless you really have to.
Carrie is going to have to roll something real nasty, I think. But it's not a guarantee.
Yeah, we've seen these fiends run the gamut of strong and weak in this tournament so far. You never know what you're gonna get.
At level 15, though, I mean, this fight should go pretty well.
Breaks out the Inf 2.
Going for that Fire 3. Carrie, despite being the Fiend of Fire, Carrie does not actually resist fire. Invis 2 strat.
Yep, down goes the thief.
And Carrie punched that thief hard. That was around 326, I think is what I saw.
Yeah. It's the knight for about 185.
Lit 3 coming out for 38. 64 damage by the knight. More Invis 2 strats. I like that. Carrie seems punchy.
And when you're going after Carrie with a longsword, it's still not the best of circumstances.
Come on. Will we see some Brack strats, maybe? Carrie is resistant to Brack, but that doesn't mean it can't work.
Ooh, crit for 118.
Going for that heal 3. I'm gonna temper up that fighter.
Ooh! That's a close shave right there.
Yes, sir, it is. This is exciting. I like it when we get some excitement out of those first Fiend fights.
For 154. We have steak and wings and a trap tile.
Ooh, I like that trap tile.
I'm sure some people would love to grind on that. Of course, it all depends on what the Tyros and Wyverns have.
Oh no, Carrie punches the fighter down. We are left to just a white and a black mage on Caront's side.
Oh dear. Has the black shirt, so is at least able to do something.
Lit 3, we're going all offense. Lit 3 in a black shirt, let's go. Oh, critical hit for 167, and he resets?
Oof.
Ooh.
Though I noticed on Sketchy Metal's side, cockatrices have glare. That's where I believe cockatrices have glare. 2 of Sketchy Metal's party members are down. And Caront is heading for Ice Cave instead.
I don't know if Caront's going to fare much better in the Ice Cave.
He does have Fire 3, that will help, at least. Sketchy Metal didn't have any Life 2 charges going into this place, like it looks like.
What do you think about Caront's decision to reset out of there before he was actually gone? I mean, Carrie could have rolled low. You have the black shirt. You could have thrown it a couple of times and prayed she rolled low.
Yeah, I definitely would have at least seen the fight through to the end. As the damage had been done to Carrie. For all we know, he could have been that close to being taken out, but... And there's the cube!
We are a rod away from go mode, folks, and we have not found a lot of key items either.
Yeah, that rod could be pretty much anywhere. So at this point, would you focus on trying to get Fiend Dungeons done, or would you try to, well, we still have a lot of incentivized locations. We have the waterfall still. The incentivized chest in Sky is available now.
I think Sketchy Metal's levels are a little bit low to just head up to Sky. But since we have access to the exit spell and Lit 3, I think the waterfall is definitely a place I might go. There's 4 boxes there. We might find the tail, which could lead us to a promotion. And then if we want, we can just dip over by Onrek right there and go take on Kraken if we.
Yeah, Lit 3 won't help too much in the waterfall, but yeah. There isn't much for water enemies in the waterfall. It's mostly like your Mudgalls and Nightmares and all that sort of thing.
That's true, but we do have that hero run right off that hard power cycle to get mostly through waterfall without an encounter.
Oh
so
yeah,
there's
definitely.
that as well.
And probably stopping at Provoca to get heal potions because Corneria didn't have any.
That is true. Oftentimes you do see those heals in Corneria, but they don't always have them. Meanwhile, Caront making his way through ice, gonna use that Mage Staff and Harm 4. He's got the Fire 3. He's probably gonna be able to. He might take this tile a couple of times. You know, the
Although the zombies at least look like they rolled a kind of high.
Yeah, I might take this one and then just kind of continue on my way.
Ooh. Think we might be seeing a tile grind on Sketchy Metal's side. I think he's eyeing the Gershark Wizahag encounter. He's got Lit 3. Oh, actually not. I think he never did see what was in the top room.
On Sketchy's side, if we're not looking for a grind tile, we know the spiders in here have nuke, which could be a problem. If we're looking for just to open some boxes, I would go check the Cardia Islands. There's a few boxes there and they're free.
Falchion and some money.
Not even a lot of money.
No.
I have to say, this is not what I expected out of this seed after being in the air at 8 minutes for Sketchy. Some of the mobs in these caves have been particularly nasty.
I'm thinking he might be a bit wary of heading to either any of the northern locations at this level, so he's diving into Marsh.
This is a little bit of a gamble, but he has exit, so he can go check top, exit out, and then go to the bottom. So I don't hate it. He has the key, so he can check all the boxes.
And Caront, I guess, looks like he might have wiped out of Ice Cave or something. He doesn't have the cube. Sketchy Metal does have the Vorpal Sword, though.
Sketchy Metal picks up the Game Changer.
Can't really use it until we get promoted, but...
Ooh, Sketchy dips back in to save. I like that. Respect the Marsh Cave.
Yeah, there's a lot of different enemies in here, including that odd spider.
As a person who has reset and lost multiple minutes, I appreciate the save.
Yeah, when you have exit readily available, there's no reason not to.
Come on, Caront, you have the floater. Go get the airship. Go get the airship.
how big of an oof moment do you think he's going to have when he finally notices that he's had the floater pretty much immediate since the very beginning?
I mean, Caront picked up the floater at 2 minutes, or I think it was right around maybe a minute 30. I think both of our runners just, walked right over guard.
Oh, we got the beast. We got the map check. And he's sailing away.
Fortunately for Caront, the good news is that while Sketchy Metal has had the airship for a while, and he is one item away from go mode, if that rod is hard to find, even with forgetting the floater, he could still in.
Yeah, it ain't over until it's over. I think Caront might actually be making the trip. I think he might actually. He's doing the ordeals play.
Every time he opens that item menu, I'm just hoping he finds that floater.
Yeah. Just a bit of money in the crown chest. Sketchy does have the key, so he is able to check all the chests here in Marsh, which is good in its own way. At least you wouldn't have to come back to check these later.
Agreed. Double dipping Marsh. Nobody wants to double dip Marsh.
A lot of people don't want to dip Marsh, period. Oh, the Scorpions with Fire 2 are not being too friendly. Does have the charge of the Life 2, though.
Fate and Life 2 being on the same tile could be interesting later come Topher time, as these runners have to manage their spell charges.
Having Nuke at level 5 as well does mitigate that somewhat, but yeah.
Oof, not even worth the lobsters or scorpions. Caront going over to ordeals, hoping to find an item that leads him to more progression. He's looking for a floater he already has, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, getting the loot's good. He'll have to come here to get that eventually, but that's definitely not what he's looking for.
That's a good point, Melee. Way to look at that as a silver lining. He has to come here anyway, so that's good. Will Sketchy find what he is looking for in the marsh? What do you think Sketchy is looking for at this point besides the rod, Melee?
Well, there's an ice sword. That'll help.
Definitely is something better our fighter can swing until we find the tail and we can wield that defense sword. That defense sword in the Vorpal, we might just be looking for some armor, a couple more ribbons maybe, or dragon armor for our fighter, so that way we can have some absorb to get through the fiend fights and
Well, we need the tail before any of that.
Agreed, and if the tail is loose, it might not be guaranteed.
Yeah, we still haven't found either of our 2 loose items yet.
I thought I saw Sketchy check all the boxes in here, but maybe I missed one.
And I think he just checked the one. He just kind of went down the left side, going across the bottom, and I was going up the right side, I think. And then he'll probably exit out after that.
Caront makes it through the pillars.
There's the rod! Ooh. Oh, wow!
Wow, at 1 hour, 7 minutes, Sketchy is in go mode.
Uh-huh.
Who needs those other 7 key items? We can just go.
Yeah. Wow, that was... What a play by Sketchy Metal. Diva and Marsh. Dang.
Large brain Sketchy Metal.
Yeah.
That is a... Sketchy has a massive lead. All he really needs is... Well, does need some equipment, but...
Levels and equipment, that's basically all he needs.
And Caront finds his loot. He also needs that. And the Sketchy headed right over to the Earth Cave. Gonna go visit our friend Lich. How many he's gonna check more boxes, it looks like. I was just gonna ask the question, how many boxes do you think Sketchy is gonna open at this point, knowing that he doesn't technically need to find any more items to go to the end of...
Yeah, well, I'm sure for a lot of people, going into Topher with, at best, Ice Sword isn't really the most ideal thing. Caront is able to get out of ordeals with the loot, rather.
Sketchy looks like he's gonna go and stock up on some more supplies before he starts knocking down fiend dungeons.
Yeah, that's never a bad idea.
How many levels would it take Sketchy to enter Topher with the current equipment that he has, if we say that's possible?
Mid-20s minimum. If you take... Oh boy, there's that Unrunnable Ankylo fight. Wait a sec. I think Caront might have noticed something.
Did he finally notice it?
He's
Yes.
having a desert encounter. There's not that many places to have that unless he's... I didn't see where he went, but unless he is checking the... He couldn't be checking. There's no reason to check the caravan. There's... He's either getting that floater, or he's diving Mirage. We'll see where he's at once he gets out of this encounter, one way or the other.
The reason I asked about Sketchy's levels is because if he finds like a 3-eye tile or something like that in Sky, let's say, could he just grind to like 30s, mid-30s, and just say, you know what, I'm just going to swing this Ice Sword with his temper charges and let's...
Well, just the main thing is this is a race. You can grind up as much as you want, but you just got to keep in the back of your mind, where could my opponent be? How much time do I want to invest in this?
That is true. It might be faster just to check the boxes for the equipment you're missing so you could go in at the mid-20s that you're talking about. Gargoyle's wasting Sketchy's time with that fog too.
Yep, Caront's going to Mirage.
I hope he was in the Ryukon Desert, but I was wrong.
No, he's not.
Oh, these spiders are dangerous. They have nuke, folks, but Sketchy gets away.
Oh, I didn't realize there were spiders in Earth. At least Earth 1. I thought it was just the arachnids.
I clenched a little when I saw those spiders.
Yeah, I'm pretty... Sketchy is the... Between our two runners, Sketchy is, I believe, is the only one that knows about that. Though, thankfully, they both were able to dodge that during their initial dive in there. Into the Temple of Fiends.
Caront is diving into Mirage, hoping to find something.
He won't find the floater, because...
That's his... In his inventory is where that floater is.
Yep. Just reminds me of... Oh, well, there's ice armor. That's nice. It just reminds me of like some little old lady wondering where her reading glasses are, and they're on top of her head the whole time.
I have done that. I have looked for my cell phone while I was talking on it, so...
we all have those moments. It just... this is just a really bad time to have it.
I do have to say, I do like the plays that Caront is making based on the fact that he thinks he does not have the floater.
Yeah. I'm not faulting him the decisions he's made with the knowledge he thinks he has, but yeah. It's just... It hasn't really... Because he wasn't able to get the item out of ice. Where was the cube again? Was that the one? Was that in the one in ice?
I do believe you are correct. I do believe that the cube was found in the ice cave.
I'll have to double check, see if Caront's bought the Oxyale yet.
I do not believe he has gone back to Provoca to buy it. He did not buy it his first time around, and it's quite a trek for him to go back and buy it. So
True. Light axe.
not the worst.
Honestly, Sketchy Metal's probably seeing if he can find a loose tail or something. Because at least then he'd be able to promote, get some spells on the Knight Ninja, be able to equip the Defense Sword if nothing else.
Caront finding the katana in the greater than less than room will be useful on that thief post promotion.
Assuming we do find the tail, yeah. Equipping the Power Staff! Nice. Or not. Never mind. Actually, yeah, right. Checking to see if it's actually an improvement. Looks like it might be, actually.
Sketchy must be searching after that second loose, hoping it's the tail.
Yeah. And if nothing else, finding key items that gives you get 5% more experience for every key item you find. At least under these flags.
And that has not been the case. Yeah, there's not been a lot of key items going around this seed for Sketchy. He's just been finding the required ones, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, which is not a bad thing. Is you're not hunting down all over creation trying to find some rod over. But though, considering where it was, I'm sure a lot of people would probably find that would be the last thing some people find. Takes down the vampire.
I have to admit this: the gamble that Sketchy made going to Marsh could pay off big.
Oh yeah, definitely. Ooh, and apparently Wisdom Armies have lit too. He gets out of the fight, but having just the fighter there, oof. That's I don't blame him for resetting out of that one.
I think I would have been stubborn and tried to walk it out, but I think he might have been too deep to even attempt.
Yeah, from all the way in Mirage 2.
Sketchy is going to dive deeper down into the Earth Cave. It looks, based on his previous routing, it looks like he'll go for a full clear here and then run over our speed bump.
Okay, apparently he did check the first room. If he checked the first room, I did not see what it was.
I think he skipped it, actually, because I did not see it either. Maybe he feels it's too far out of the way and not worth it?
Meanwhile, he's checking these chests here, which might even be more out of the way.
That's a fair point. Throwing out the light axe. Nice usage of your resources there on Caront's side to take down these vamps.
Oh, yes. Ooh, there's the white shirt for Sketchy Metal.
Yeah, have Invis 2 on level 1 at your white mage, but being able to throw out those charges faster is always better, so not a bad pick.
Oh, yeah.
White Wizard can also equip that in a pinch.
Well, I believe in the... I want to say after class change, I think that's the best armor that the White Wizard can use outside of maybe Opal Bracelet.
Caront hits 14, finishing going back into Mirage to clean it up.
Actually, for most of his party, he's hitting 17.
Oh, wow, I didn't realize that fighter was so behind on levels, but you are correct there.
And Caront's about... Wait, did he actually get the cube out of ice? I thought he didn't. I thought I didn't see it in his inventory.
I am under the impression that he did not make it out of ice. Maybe he's checking the trap tile?
Possibly, yeah. I mean, you have exit. You can get out quick if you have to. And it's a bunch of tigers.
That doesn't look like a great one.
No. And yet he's exiting out. Okay, he was just checking the trap tile.
Makes sense. If you find 3 eyes there, you're just you're going crazy until you're out of charges and you're exiting out, right?
Yep.
Some Tyro time.
Well, when you need experience, take what you can get.
Agreed. Meanwhile, Sketchy Metal is getting tripped up by some Earths over in the Earth Cave.
Well, they are runnable, but he is taking the fights because Caront has, despite everything that's happened so far, Caront does have higher levels than Sketchy Metal does.
That is true, but Sketchy Metal has all the knowledge and all the exploration part done. He knows that he needs to just take a few fights as he's going through these dungeons, and he'll get enough levels to take Topher. As long as he finds, if he full clears too, it takes fights while he's full clearing. He'll find equipment. He'll find.
And he's actually been doing a bit of a mini grind on this Earth tile here.
An interesting play, but you were, as to your point earlier, he does need an little bit of extra level.
Having that mage staff does help, though. And is also spamming that heal helmet, which I highly respect, because I do the same thing. I'll spam those heal helmets all day, every day.
Yeah, taking time to buy extra heal pots in the shop takes time, and just keeping your party topped off while you're killing your mini grind is very useful. Veteran.
It's just a matter of how far does he want to take this. He is down to about 40 heal potions.
I think I'd be about done here, but we'll see what Sketchy decides is best.
Well, he's going for another one. If I was in Sketchy Metal's place, I would have the white shirt on the white mage and just spamming Inv 2 just to help ensure that the Earths don't do that as much damage.
And there we go. Yep. Looks like Sketchy's about done.
Yep, get 15 across the board, and he's away.
See if he goes back for the chests that he skipped, or if he's just going to go find Lich. Oh, he's going to go back.
Yeah, he's going for that other room. Apparently, and maybe he forgot about that one first, initially.
Got another map check by Caront here. Ooh, Werewolves of Ice too. Ew. Gets away though. Gets away. That's good.
And looks like Caront is heading into the Onrak region.
Giants with Glare.
Yeah, we had seen that already. I'm just more worried that it's in the same script as the Blue Dragons, because I believe they started with Glare too.
Caront finds life at level 7. It's not where you want it, but you'll take it.
I mean, we have life 2 at 5. I would probably still get it if I could. Life at 7, get every little bit of reviving will help.
You never know who Kraken's gonna punch.
I think we all know who Kraken's gonna punch, but... And Caront looks like he's gonna be heading for the waterfall. So we're gonna get some new information here. And fortunately, Sketchy Metal's gonna find out that Harm 4 doesn't work in this particular situation.
Or the Lit 3 is gonna kill them all. If you're in Caront's shoes, I guess technically with the vendor item being in... What did the slab turn into? Do you remember?
That was the Power Gauntlet.
So with the slab turning into the Power Gauntlet, I guess technically we don't actually know if you quote-unquote need the floater.
Yeah. It would all depend on what the bottle turns into. Once we actually find the bottle, of course.
We know, we have the knowledge, we know we don't need the bottle. We have all of the items needed to complete the game.
If anything, at this point, the bottle would just likely turn into be part of a big fetch chain that would turn into either the tail or the Thor Hammer or Opal Gauntlet. Oh, hello, Massmune.
Sketchy rewarded for going back to checking those chests that he forgot about originally when he entered Earth with the mass.
Uh-huh.
That is the best sword in the game and can be equipped by any light warrior.
Yep. He's still checking stuff.
I think I would probably check that box too, because I'm right next to it. But
yeah.
I don't know how many more boxes I'm opening if I'm in Sketchy. I think I'm gonna open that incentive chest in Sky just to make sure
the Giants have Stone Touch.
Oh, we did not see that earlier.
They're unrunnable too. And then there's the glare. Oh dear, and that oof.
That fade usage is his last life 2 charge.
Yep,
So,
but as long as he gets out of the fight, he has exit. Exit out now.
does he not have softs?
I don't know, but yes, he does.
Oh, I'm not gonna exit out. I'm gonna let the thief kiss the dirt while I finish this up, I think.
Oh wow, okay, things just got scary as Caront enters the waterfall.
Unrunnable mud goals.
Oof. And the worst part about those giants, they were unrunnable too. So those giants just got really, really scary.
Exiting out is starting to look attractive if I'm Sketchy Metal. I just found the Massa. I've gained a couple levels on my mini Earth grind. I don't want to lose all that progress. I might just play conservatively and exit out here.
Especially since we're just about out of heal potions, and you do it exactly that.
If I'm Sketchy, I probably feel behind here. I found the airship at 8 minutes. I would have to assume my opponent did too. and so I'd feel behind, but I still think that that's the smart play, even if I felt behind.
Yeah, because you don't want to lose all those levels. You purposely did a grind on Earth Tile to gain some levels. You don't want to lose that plus the massa to something stupid like the Giants packing every single way to kill you under the sun.
Especially when you know you have that long hero run off the hard reset that you can just get past Earth 1 basically with no encounters. You can just jet back in there later.
Yeah.
Really level-headed play by Sketchy, just not getting greedy. I like that.
Yeah, it's... Could you have gotten the Lich in those conditions? Possibly. But you don't want to chance it in that sort of situation.
I didn't assess Sketchy's heal pot situation when I made the comment earlier once he got out of that fight with the Giants and had the softs. But I thought he had a fresh stock of heal pots, but he did not, so...
He had been using it pretty much that
for...
whole time. Yeah, he had been using the heal potions the whole time.
I think I got distracted a little bit by Carant's run through waterfall here. He's able to get some good turn order and get away from the fiends in here. Maybe he's going to be able to find out what item is.
Yeah, he's going to take this mummy encounter.
With the light axe and fire 3s, he can probably clear through. It looks like Mummy's rolled low.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Time-wasting gargoyles. Caront looks like he's going to find what our robot friend has.
Just has to get past this group of Paralisks.
Looks like they're a little light on HP.
They've got about 35. And there's the TNT.
We probably won't see Caront turn that in for quite a while. It's quite the hike to go turn that back in. The flame armor is a decent pickup for him, although he already has the ice armor, so... Forgive me for that. I couldn't remember if Sketchy picked up the ice armor or if Caront did, but I think Caront found it in Sky.
Yeah, Sketchy Metal found the ice shield in Earth 4. Though I noticed that, I don't know if it was Caront taking notes, but I noticed that there was that pause when he saw the TNT. I wonder if he's thinking, wait, really? Where the heck is the floater? Which, oof, you hate to see it.
I was hoping when you said that he paused on the item screen, maybe he realized that he has the floater.
Nah, he paused on seeing the TNT being collected.
There was a pause there from Caront thinking about where to go next. Maybe he just reassessing everything that he's found. Maybe checking his notes on his notebook or something.
If he was checking notes, I would think the floater would be on it, right?
I would hope so. Meanwhile, Sketchy walking up to go check those chests, just muscle memory kicking in, but he realizes he grabbed those already.
Yeah, and the werewolves coming through again.
Those werewolves are pretty nasty, having those ice twos. With we've only found one ribbon so far, so...
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Caront is sailing the high seas. Might be headed to go turn on... Maybe headed to go see where this TNT leads to.
Yeah, he's heading in that direction. I believe the key was at Sarda, right?
I do believe you are correct. Sarda had the key.
The loot was at Ordeals, the cube was in ice. Oxiale was the vendor item in Provoca. Rod was loose in Marsh, which You gotta love that, yeah, right?
Correct, and then the slab led to the power gauntlet.
Yep. And fetch questing continues.
This is the nightmare scenario for Caront. He's discovered that his TNT's led to his crystal. He probably thinks this is going to lead to his floater. Talking to the Hooray Goblin, though. Like that. Thumbs up to that.
Goblin.
Dwarf, I'm sorry.
And is heading straight to Matoya. I find it interesting that despite everything, well, he has been focusing on incentive locations. I respect him for that, at least. How long before things he'll either go back to ice to try to get the item out of there, go back to volcano to take out Carrie, and then there's marsh. That's probably not much else for him to go to right now.
He could go by the Oxale and go to sea.
True.
But
fetch questing continues.
All this fetch questing for an Opal Cheerio.
Yeah. Which, I mean, the Opal Bracelet's not bad. It's just not what probably not what he's looking for, though.
Meanwhile, Sketchy Metal is about to pull Lich 1. How long do you think this Lich is going to last?
With what he's got, not long. Massa, Harm 4, Mage Staff, you're done. Oh no, he's going Inf 2. But he's throwing out the nuke instead. Just a little bit of respect for Lich. He's got over 400 health. Oh, down he goes.
Lich didn't even get a turn.
And at hour 34, that's our first orb. And there's the Thor Hammer.
Caront has got to be thinking right now, what is going on? Where is this floater?
Mm-hmm. Little does he know, it's been in his inventory since like the second minute. It looks like Sketchy Metal's heading for Sea Shrine.
I imagine he might stop here to pick up life in this white magic. He's got the money. No, just nopes. Oh, we can't even learn it on the white mage, right? It's locked until white wizard.
Yeah, I believe it's the Gaia level 7 spells that are white mage learnable, I believe. Oh, okay, like we might be checking the waterfall instead, which I'm curious as to what he's probably still looking for the tail, which we still haven't seen yet.
For all we know, the tail could be loose. I think if I'm on Sketchy's side, I'm okay with trying Topher unpromoted. I'm just gonna go maybe check a couple free boxes and see, kill Kraken, go kill Carrie, and then try my luck at Sketchy.
There's that Oxiel purchase. At least here, Caront remembered that one at least. But yeah, I think Caront's proving that. I think this is a legit floater not required seed.
It definitely is, and we have the knowledge to know that he doesn't know that he doesn't need the floater, but the floater is definitely going to be helpful.
If nothing else, you can get around faster that way.
If I'm not mistaken, the only time the floater can be truly required is if the vendor item is like stuck in Gaia, right?
Floater required, it would be some key item would either have to be in bottle turn in, slab turn in, or Gaia vendor item, yeah.
Yeah, good call. Good call. I forgot about the leaf lantern in. We did it so early, I put it out of my mind.
Yeah, it looks like Caront is making the swamp play, which he would have had to come here anyway to get that rod, but at least then he'll be able to... Well, I guess we could have cleared the volcano however long ago, but... I think as far as equipment goes, I think Sketchy Metal might be... I'd probably be cool if I found a second ribbon, but I think other than that, I think I might just be ready to go at this point.
I agree with you, but actually in the floater required talk here, we know that Sarda has the key.
All right.
Caront has to be able to get the ruby from somewhere that we don't know.
True.
In order to be able to get that key.
Yeah. I think we're still looking for one more loose. The ruby could very well be that second loose somewhere, like in Sea Shrine or something.
But if that ruby could be loose in Sky, which means that then you have to get the floater, right?
No. We have the chime in the cube. We can get to Sky right now. Well, I mean, we know where the cube is at least. Once Caront gets the cube out of ice, he can just he can clear Mirage and Sky without the floater.
Ah, you're right. So I guess the ruby would have to be the bottle turn in order for you to have the floater?
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, Sketchy Metal getting that flame armor, getting some good resistance on that fighter. Question in chat, did they draft this party? Yes, they did. Let me just double check this. Sketchy Metal went first and picked fighter. Caront responded with thief and black mage, and then Sketchy Metal decided to play things safe for both of their sakes and get the white mage.
I think we might see Sketchy decide to go clear out C before he maybe goes on the fetch trust chain with that TNT.
Possibly, yeah. He's already right there. He has everything he needs, but... Or maybe he's not. Never mind.
He has to be looking for that tail. That's the only thing that really makes sense to me, right? Is he's looking for that tail.
Thing is, he hasn't even checked any of the Cardia Islands yet. The tail could easily be there, too. So we know that it's just going to lead to Thorhammer. But at least thanks to the airship, he's going to be making these checks a lot faster than Caront did.
And that time save is huge. Nice use of exit there just to get out of that dwarf cave without having to run out. It's a smart move. Yeah.
It's those little things that just that can get you through a seed faster.
Yep, those things were not obvious to me when I was a new runner, so... Well, I still am a new runner, technically, but...
I'm sure we all have our little quirks that we do that... It's just ingrained in our memory either from playing this game as a kid or just general unfamiliarity, I guess.
I tend to remember to exit out of like dungeons and stuff because I don't want to take encounters. But when I'm in a spot with no encounters, I tend to just walk out of those places, which is not always the best line here. As you see, Sketchy Metal exits out of the castle.
Well, I mean, when you're just playing it casually, you're in a place with no encounters. There's no reason to exit. But when you're in a race, it's all those little time saves add up. I think this is the one. Yep, there's the rod for Caront.
good find for Caront. He knows he needs that item, so that is at least.
The fact that he hasn't exited immediately. Well, he doesn't have the key, so he can't check the key lock chest, though we know that there's not much to be had there.
Looks like Sketchy might be having some difficulties, or is that just me? Or
Things seem a little frozen there.
question in chat: will he dive past the vampire looking for the floater? It is possible, but unfortunately, we know that the floater is in his inventory.
Yeah, we know that. It seems that he does not realize that, and I would not. If he goes to Earth now, I would expect him to full clear it, which is not bad because he'll find the massa that way. And and at his levels, he'll probably just go ahead and clear the beat Lich while he's there.
Right, and I mean, he technically has to go to Earth to beat Lich anyway. Yeah. So I mean, it's not necessarily a bad play. Meanwhile, it looks like we're frozen on Sketchy side. I don't know who to talk to check this out, to see what's going on. Caront able to run away from that ogre encounter there, and as he makes his way down to Earth, which, as Melee mentioned, he will likely full clear looking for key items, and will come up big with the Masman.
Though at this point, Caront might be realizing that that he's just one item away from go mode. He might be trying on the hunt for that, thinking maybe the cube's loose or something.
Well, he's 2 items away, right? He needs the cube and the key.
True. Yeah. I often forget that the key is required.
Yeah, in the vanilla game, there's actually a locked door inside the Temple of Fiends Revisited that, well, normally you would never know because you would have to get the Mystic Key in the vanilla game before you ever got to that point. I found this out the hard way when playing the randomizer.
It's amazing what the things you can learn just by, shuffling everything around. But then there's also that one chest in Sea Shrine, often lovingly referred to as the TFC.
That stands for that friendly chest.
Of course. Yep, I believe it's the chest that has. It's the chest in the sea room on your way to Mermaids. I forget what's in that chest actually. Is that where the opal armor is? I think.
You would not notice that in the vanilla game either because you need the key to get to that point as well.
Although if you actually, talk to the door, it would actually say that. But yeah, you would never think to do that.
Those wizards have poison touch?
Yeah, looks like it.
So let's say Caront realizes he has the floater in his inventory right now. What type of routing is he going to need to catch up on the lead that Sketchy has?
Well, if he he can go through volcano, clear that out. I think we've seen everything, all the chests in there from Caront, I think. And so you can clear that out. Have the Oxyel, we can clear out water. As long as he goes back to ice and gets that cube, he can just clear out sky.
And then he can go, if he realizes he has the floater, he can go to Sarda and get his key.
Yeah, it's all just a matter of where that ruby is on that front.
Well, I was making the assumption that he remembers he has the floater. We are working as hard as we can here to see if we can get Sketchy back on the other side as well. Thank you for bearing with us through that. We could still call this awesome Earth Cave run by Caront here.
Oh yeah.
Let's see how he is going to fare against those nasty giants. Every time I've been beating this horse to death, but every time he loads those heal pots, I'm just hoping that word catches his eye. Caront manages to get away from these wizards.
Yeah, it seems like these wizards have rolled high on the ambush rate, from what I saw.
And they're just being annoying with that poison touch. You gotta go into your items here and use those pure potions on your light warriors.
Well, it's a good day when wizards are only annoying. As opposed to being, life-threatening.
Light Axe coming out against the vampire. Mage Staff, and he is down. Speed bumped that vampire right out. Caront is finding nothing much in these chests, but we know that on the next floor he will find exactly a piece of equipment that he is looking for.
Oh, yes.
I think Sketchy actually has the color palette swapped on his enemies, so the regular giants look like red giants.
Yeah, it took me a moment to realize that. Yeah, it also looked like, based off of how the palettes were behaving on the party side, looks like he's got the three color option on, which it's something you can do on the randomizer, but I think it involves tech stuff that I'm not too familiar with, so to actually take advantage of it.
Yeah, I really like that. The randomizer has some fun percent flags. You can swap your sprites around on your light warriors if you want, or swap the colors, or swap the names. It's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, I think we saw the names on the sketchy metal side too, like the eye mages and the Rururus and all that stuff.
A lot of those are inside jokes, I think, that I don't get.
Yeah, I know the Rururus in particular. It's something that I forget who always called them that. But the giants with glare making their presence felt. Well, thankfully, Caront's got life 2 charges.
Oh no! Oh no!
So I think, did he forget to open that chest?
That's the most important chest. He doesn't know that, but we do.
Oh dear. And
oh no!
Oof. If he thinks he checked that chest, oh dear.
Oh dear. I hope. Oh no! Please check that chest. Caront's gonna remember he didn't check that chest.
I hope so.
I believe in him. He's gonna remember he checked that chest, and he's gonna remember he has a floater after leaving this Earth Cave. One nice thing about this is we're getting a live look in through Caront's eyes of what exactly he's going through right now, because he has no idea where Sketchy Metal is at all. This race is blind, so they can't see each other. So he just has to be running as fast as he can. Caront making a pretty quick run back down to the Earth. He knows at least after that wipe, he knows now that he knows which boxes he needs to open and which ones he doesn't. He's not gonna bother opening these boxes because he knows there's nothing in them.
Which is good. Makes this trip through Earth a bit faster. Now it's just a matter of does he remember about those chests in that top room? Or is he just going to skip past it? Nope, he's going back in for it.
This is good news.
There we go. There's that mass mune. Definitely glad he went back for that.
As am I. I was a little nervous, but he did it. Great job.
He's still looking for, well, presuming that he hasn't figured out that he has the floater at this point, because if he had figured it out somewhere here, he's at least gonna finish this place off first. I would suspect, but
oh yeah, if Caront figures out that he has the floater here, he's still just gonna go Earth.
yeah, so you're already here. You have the means of finishing off. Might as well just make it so you don't have to come back.
These specters are giving Caront some trouble as well. Taking
I'm
down
gonna-
that white mage.
yeah, and that's the reviver. I'm gonna try one thing real quick and see if we at least have audio from Sketchy Metal or something.
Maybe he's in Sky?
Sounds like Mirage. Or at least was. So at least we can hear what Sketchy Metal's doing, we just can't see it. Probably switch back to Caront in a moment, but I just want to see if we can figure out where he's at just from audio alone.
You just won a battle. That's what it sounds like.
And he's in the overworld somewhere.
We know Sketchy is in go mode, so he could be supplying up, ready to make a Topher run for all we know.
Yeah, he is. He's in a town. I suspect that's exactly what he's doing.
Caront pulls this vampire, I think, for the third time.
Yeah. I'm suspecting that he went to Corneria to buy like cabins and houses and whatnot, then went to Provoca to buy heal potions because Corneria didn't have those.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Did Caront exit out, or does he have to go back for his massa?
Yeah, he wiped out to something, I think. I think maybe the giants got him again.
Those giants have everything.
And that confirms Sketchy is in Volcano. Yeah, I heard the lava tiles. Between the lava tiles and that music, that is definitely Volcano that he's in right now.
Alright, so Caront picks his massa back up and he's going to head deeper into Earth. I think you're still going to see him check all the boxes that he possibly can. Oh, giants. Ugh.
Yeah, it sounds like... Yeah, there's the giants again. Sounds like Sketchy's actually clearing out Armory.
Must be seeing if that tail is loose, probably. Although, for all we know, we don't know where Sketchy has gone, so they could have found.
Could have done stuff in Sea Shrine for all we know.
I hope we didn't miss Sea Shrine. Caront finds the white shirt. Gonna be pretty happy about that. It's the best armor a white wizard can equip.
And the free Invis 2 is also nice, though we have it at level 1. It never hurts to have more.
Exactly right. You never know when your white mage is going to get punched by Kraken in Topher.
I'm going to go ahead and switch the audio back to Caront for this Lich fight.
Gonna battle against a couple of Earths here. At 2 hours and about the 3-minute mark, Caront is gonna pull his Lich 1.
Which, I believe Sketchy Metal one-rounded him, so this one shouldn't go to be much different.
Harm 4, 145, fast coming out on the fighter.
Give him a bit of respect to Lich with the fast. Though I guess if that fast had come down first, then that would be different. But the Harm 4 finishes him off.
And at 2 hours and 4 minutes, Caront lights his first orb in Earth.
Oh, apparently he got the slab at some point. I didn't see... Where was that slab again?
I'm trying to remember who handed out the slab. Maybe chat can give us a help out on who dropped the slab. It was so long ago, I don't remember.
Yeah, no kidding. Was it? It wasn't Bicky, was it?
I think you hit the nail on the head there. I think it was Bicky that handed out the slab.
Okay.
The princess had the floater. The King Corneria had adamant.
Right.
Sarda had the key. The loot was in ordeals. Oxale was the vendor item. Rod was loose in Marsh. Canal was loose in Temple of Fiends, upper left. Maybe the Smith had the slab. That could be it as well.
That could have been it, yeah.
At any rate, we know it leads to the Power Gauntlet, so
Yeah.
it's a good move to translate it from Caront, but he can't actually go get it unless he goes and gets his airship.
Well,
Which
yeah,
I'm hoping that's what he does now. Ugh.
No, he's going back to ice. Which we know he needs. This'll, if he gets the cube out, well, like, he won't be in go mode because he still needs the key, but...
If he goes to ice, finds the cube, goes to volcano, goes and kills Carrie, goes to sky, finds finds the ruby in the incentivized chest in sky, that would lead him to the key, and he wouldn't need the floater.
At least the lack of key won't stop him from being able to finish off the other fiend dungeons. Alright, let's take a look and see if Sketchy Metal's still in Volcano. Sounds like it.
Yeah, it sounds like they're walking their way down to Carrie, maybe. Question in chat from wondering why he hasn't picked up the airship. We surmise that he has forgotten that he got the floater from the princess.
Yeah, we got the floater so early that Caront might have just slipped his mind that it's been in his inventory this entire time. Oh, and Sketchy got wiped by something.
What could have been in Volcano to wipe him? Maybe some blue D grind, maybe?
Maybe? And just from the sound of it, looks like Sketchy's just going straight through Volcano at this point. I don't think there was anything really worthwhile in anything in Volcano, really.
Yeah, not a lot of loot or really much of anything really in Volcano. The only thing that you need there is to defeat Carrie and light that fire orb.
Yeah, I seem to recall the blue dragons were on the Grey Worm trap tile. There is another one on the other one of those trap tiles on the Agama floor. And I think he's based off what I'm hearing, I think he's on the carry floor now.
Even when we're not running ourselves, we always make the best use of our resources here in the Final Fantasy Randomizer community. Guessing where Sketchy is at based on audio alone.
Yeah. Oh, actually, now I think he might actually still be on the Agama floor. As Caront gets through the Zombie D Red Wizard Vampire group. And Caront's getting pretty decent on levels. He's around level 20. So that's not bad. And there's the Tyro trap tile. And I guess Sketchy Metal got whatever he wanted from Volcano and left? Or maybe he's just restocking on potions or something.
Unless something was nasty that we didn't see the first time around, I'm surprised that Sketchy is having any sort of trouble in Volcano at all.
I mean, there are those blue dragons. They do have thunder. That can do a lot of hurt. Especially since, as far as we know, they don't. We're still unpromoted. And, 'cause, 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 '
Ooh, the white mage goes down, the fighter goes down, the cockatrices with glare.
Oh boy. He's able to get out. Checking these last chests. Jeez. Oof. At least it's a pack of gargoyles. That's not bad, but that's...
They
all
like to
those
waste their
Fog 2s
time.
all those Fog 2s are going to be a time kill. And there's the cube. Now it's just a matter of can Caront get out with it.
Yeah, with only the black mage, it's going to be tough to make it out.
Yeah. That's a big nope. But at least he knows that's the cube. And
At
he's
least-
going back in for it.
Yeah,
oh my god, it's fucking glare. Good lord.
This seed has not been kind to our runners.
No,
Some of the mobs. I feel like some of the most common enemies have had the most deadly skills.
I think I know what Sketchy Metal's doing. Based off of what I'm hearing, I think he might be grinding the Gershark Wiz-Sahag group in Temple of Fiends.
Let's hope this run through ice treats Caront a little bit better.
Yeah. Either that, actually, no, I think Sketchy might actually be in Sea Shrine.
I can't really tell from the audio very well, but I'm glad that your ears are better than mine, man.
It's mostly about the music, really, because I think that's the same music for Temple of Fiends and Sea Shrine, I believe. I went ahead and switched back to Caront for a bit.
Get some levels off those zombie Ds. It's not too bad. Caront knows that there's nothing in these other chests, and he's gonna head straight for that cube, I would imagine, and then exit out.
Yeah, as long as he can get to the cube with that white mage intact, then we'll be fine.
Chat also seems to think that Sketchy is in Sea Shrine, so you appreciate that.
Yeah, well, if Volcano's not treating him well, maybe I could see him still going in another direction.
Caront quickly healing up his light warriors to continue respecting this ice cave now that he wiped out of it once. Decides he wants the items in those 3 chests up there. Wasn't expecting that.
I mean, they're right there. Alright. Has his cube. Exits out. And we're good.
I imagine we're going to see Caront probably go just get Carrie taken care of down here. And then he'll probably maybe take his boat and head up to the... Oh, going to the boat now. Did he remember?
Did he? If he parked there, maybe not.
Probably wants to restock on heal pots before taking the trip over to Volcano. That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not heading south.
Chat is suffering with... We're all suffering with Caront right now, chat. We're all willing him to make the right decision here, but... We're going to cheer him on anyway.
I'm trying to remember, didn't at least Sketchy Metal find a ribbon somewhere? I'm pretty sure we saw one somewhere. So I don't know if that would have prevented the being muted, like Caront did in that last fight, but...
I think both runners have found one ribbon, but I can't remember where it was.
Oh, investing in Cure 3. Can't get wall yet. That's promotion locked.
Yeah, but for now, the Cure 3 could help out. Any extra heals that you can take in Volcano will always assist you.
Especially as apparently we don't have Cure 4 available.
Did you see the pause on the item screen? There was a pause there.
Yeah, but Caront's not heading towards the desert. I mean, ultimately, it won't hurt Caront too much if he's able to get the ruby without it being in Gaia, but just the time he has to spend going from one place to another, that's oof.
I mean, he's been able to use that hero run from the power cycle to get around a little faster than normal, but yeah.
Alright, let's check in on Sketchy Metal, see where he's at. Still in Sea Shrine.
Yep, still in the Sea Shrine as Caront makes his way down the volcano for, I think, the 3rd time?
Yeah, he did. I believe Caront did wipe to carry. But he didn't have I think he was rocking the longsword then, so with the mass immune, this should be... And the extra levels that he's got, he shouldn't have any issues now.
It is possible to think that maybe Caront wanted to be on hard mode and not get the airship here.
Actually, from that sound, I think Sketchy's on Kraken.
Yeah, I thought I heard the audio of the chat box appear that when you talk to Kraken.
Sounds like Inf 2.
Caront was thinking carry, but decided to go back for the box over here. I'm not sure if he checked this box last time.
I'm pretty sure it didn't have anything. It was just money.
Yeah, there's nothing in this box, but I don't know if Caront knows that.
Sketchy Metal wins! And that's the Orb of Water lit. So we know Sketchy Metal's got at least 2 orbs lit. Now it's just a matter of where's Sketchy going next.
And where did Sketchy go after we couldn't see where he was going anymore?
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering if he was able to beat Carrie and just decided to dive for something else in Volcano, or what? I don't know. Meanwhile, Caront is pulling Carrie. This should go better than the previous attempt, if only because we got fast and fades and nukes and all that other good stuff.
And Massa.
And Massa. Oof, down goes the White Mage, though.
With tempered and fast on that Massa, I'll be surprised if Carrie lives.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah, 828, down goes Carrie. And that's the Fire Orb lit for Caront.
Now, if I'm Caront here, I think I might go try Sky.
Yeah, there is the incentivized item in Sky that we know is there. Based off of that, I think Sketchy Metal just got something out of Gaia?
Maybe Sketchy found the bottle loose?
Maybe.
Meanwhile, Peds are running from Caront. That was either a fetch quest turn-in or a promotion, right?
That was the Ruby. That was the Ruby turn-in. Because that music is for Titan's Tunnel too. So I'm thinking he got the bottle from somewhere. Oh my goodness. So I'm guessing he got the bottle from somewhere. Maybe he was loose in Sea Shrine, because that's the one place that we hadn't seen from Caront yet, that we know Sketchy has been to. So I'm guessing the bottle turned into the ruby, turned into the crown.
But if the bottle turned into the ruby, that means Caront needs the airship to win.
And it sounds like the crown turned into the opal bracelet.
Sounds like Sketchy is stocking on some supplies. Maybe at an arrow run.
That was him exiting out of Northwest Castle, I think.
And where's Caront sailing to? Is he gonna make the Sky play, or is he gonna go over to Onrak?
He's heading in the direction of Sky.
Unrunnable Sharks, a heg pack for Caront.
Yeah. That sounds like Mirage. That's definitely Mirage.
Yep, he just noped out of the boxes in the first floor, so you're right.
Assuming that he hadn't checked them already. I thought somebody had checked these. Maybe it was Caront.
I do believe Caront dove those chests almost an hour ago.
Alright. Go ahead and switch back to Caront's audio here.
Alright, Caront making his way up the Mirage Tower, hoping to find what he is looking for in the incentivized chest in Sky, which we actually don't know the contents. We suspect that it contains the bottle, but we don't actually know that.
Yeah, that's assuming that Sketchy had gotten it previously. But the fact that he's back in, if it sounds like he's back in Mirage now, so I'm not so sure. So I'm suspecting that the bottle was loose in Sea Shrine. That's my best guess right now. Which would lead, if that's the case, then the incentivized item in Sky has to be the tail, because I think that's the only thing left.
Which unfortunately, well, we think it's useful to Caront, but he would probably think it's useless at this point because he hasn't found the floater yet.
Well,
But we know.
he has it, just hasn't found it yet. Let's see how much he decides to check in here.
Definitely will kill this eye for sure.
Oh yeah. Unless the eye's packing something really nasty, you're killing the eye. No, looks like Caront's just, he might be just making a beeline for the incentivized chest.
Unrunnable Badman.
Oof. I want to say this. If we're seeing these bad men unrunnable, I want to say that means the Batman group in Topher might be unrunnable as well, which is not something you want to see. If only because it's usually a drain of resources, if nothing else.
Yeah, those Badmen are usually particularly tanky.
All right, moment of truth. What is in the incentivized chest in Sky? And it is the tail.
Correctly deduced, Melee. He finds the tail.
And now he's going to go back and check everything else. Oof. Let's see if Sketchy Metal's in Sky as well.
Caront finds nothing in that first room. Some money and a cap. Not really exactly what he's looking for there.
Yeah, oh man, so many Badman encounters.
I have to imagine Caront is heartbroken, did not find the key in that incentivized chest.
Yeah. But Sketchy Metal is in Sky. matter if he's checking chests as well or not.
Caront takes most of the badmen down with Zap. That's a good little heads up play there, and conserve some charges of other stuff.
Oof, more unrunnables in air. Holy cow.
Air is going to be a slog, and they have rub.
Yeah, the Gurnagas have rub. Oof.
Yeah, those pro rings should be coming in handy now.
Good thing he's got the Masa to be able to make quick work of some of these enemies.
Question in chat was, where was the key? Sarda has the key.
Yep, and from what we've been able to glean from Sketchy's audio, I'm presuming that the bottle is loose in Sea Shrine, since I heard what sounded like the bottle turn in, which would look likely to the ruby, and the ruby into the crown.
Slimes with thunder.
Yeah, they were in a trap tile earlier. We saw that. I forget which trap tile that was, but yeah, we saw the thunder slimes earlier. Now it's just a matter of, is Caront just gonna go grab the tail and move on, or is he just gonna pass it by? That was the Earth Orblet! Sketchy's lit the air orb!
We can only assume, but I believe Sketchy's probably did light that fire orb already. We'll see if he heads back to Volcano by the audio cues here.
Oh, there's Excalibur.
Unfortunately, which is a decent, and the Aegis Shield as well, which are decent pickups, but it would require Caront to go turn in that floater.
I think that was Sketchy Metal just picking up the canal. I think, maybe.
Yeah, because when he picked up the canal the first time, I think he just reset out of Temple of Fiends.
Right, yeah, that is the music used in Cornelia Isles. That's right. Yeah, since it was mentioned in chat, it looks like Sketchy Metal's been having some streaming issues, but really, we're still being able to get his audio, so we're able to at least glean where he's at from that. I'm checking every now and again.
Someone in chat, Sketchy promoting. That sounds like exactly what he did. The Cardi Isles music and the menuing here. He probably did go and promote.
I suspected he might, so that confirms that he got the tail at least.
Which makes sense. You're gonna, even though you're in go mode, you're still gonna check that incentivized chest in the sky just to get the experience bump.
Yeah. And yep, he did have the fire orbital blit. Sketchy Metal has entered Topher at about 2:38.
I'm just, oh, the slimes. Oh, they have sleep as well. I didn't know that.
Oh, lovely. Oh, but Carant's still searching. Searching for that one loose, which, if my suspicions hold true, it ain't gonna be here. And even if it is, it ain't gonna help him. So it sounds like Sketchy Metal just reset. So apparently, it looks like he might have found something nasty in there.
Finding the second loose in here as the bottle, if Caront were to find it, might actually help him out because it might just make him take pause, check his inventory, and evaluate where he should go next, and then it could lead him to that floater.
Yeah, but if just based off of the fact of what Sketchy Metal's done, I am convinced that the bottle is in Sea Shrine.
The audio evidence indicates that, I agree.
Well, there's a Zeus Gauntlet. There's a ribbon. And yeah, that is Carant's first ribbon.
I wish I failed at commentary today. I can't remember where that first ribbon was. I want to say it was in Elfland Castle.
Right, yeah, that's exactly where it was. Yeah, I remember that now.
Which makes sense why Caront doesn't have it, because he doesn't have the key.
Yeah.
Some houses. Caront full clearing sky as predicted.
Mm-hmm.
Someone in chat keeps saying it sounds like Sketchy keeps resetting out of Topher. I wonder if there's some nasty stuff in there. We saw those unrunnable bad men and things.
Yeah, if he's encountering the unrunnable badmen, that's even if they don't have anything, it's a time kill and it's a drain on resources.
Caront is getting some good turn order with this, getting away from these fiend fights. Caront is almost to the Bridge of Destiny. Get your Bless RNGs out in chat if you want to see a robot friend visit him. If I'm me, I want to see a robot. No robot friend for Caront, as he's gonna go ahead and pull Tiamat 1.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like he's gonna swing with the mask. Invis 2 from the White Mage, and a Fast from the Black Mage.
Oh,
Tiamat with sleep puts the fighter to sleep.
Oh, the fighter wakes up, though. Gets the temper off. 852, Tiamat's still up.
Tiamat rolled a little high on the HP. I got to imagine the next swing will take Tia 1 down, however.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 504? No, still up.
Whew, this Tia 1 is tanky. Not going for those fades on that white mage. Heal 3 comes out from the white mage. We're going to see that last swing of that Masa.
Yep.
8 hit 719, terminated.
Nice. That is the air orb lit.
Caront just needs one more orb and then to make his way, and the key. Can't forget about the fact that he doesn't have access to that key. We know he does have access to the key, but he doesn't. Meanwhile, Sketchy is going through Topher, it sounds like.
Sounds like. Hey, we got Sketchy.
Oh, we get to see we got Sketchy's video back. We get to see this Topher. Oh, he's level 26. Oh, this is exciting, folks. I'm happy we get to see this Topher run.
Oh yeah.
That knight is beefy with 603. We see that Sketchy is promoted. Oh, maybe not. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, he's
26,
definitely
24.
promoted. But he is actually heading away. He must have seen something really nasty in there.
Sketchy seeing something nasty here, and noping means that Caront could maybe. Oh, Caront, did you figure it out? You did.
Yes!
Wow.
Yay! He saw that he had the floater this whole time. At 246, Caront is finally airborne.
So Sketchy Metal was in the air at 8 minutes, and Caront is in the air at 2 hours and 46 minutes. Is that the biggest gap in FFR history?
I'd be amazed if it wasn't. But the first thing he's gonna do is gonna clean out Cardia Isles and turn in that tail. Scott Massa, he's got. Well, I don't know if he kept Excal.
I don't know if he kept Excal because he has a Masa, and that makes sense. But he's going to check Cardia Isles, he's going to promote, and then hopefully he goes and visits Sarda. Because if he goes and visits Sarda, he's good to go.
Yes.
And if Sketchy wipes again, Caront could get there. Now, Chad, I did say if Sketchy wipes again, I don't actually know if he wiped at all because we didn't see. He could have just been taking levels and exiting out and stuff.
Possibly. When all we get is audio, we can only really we can just make educated guesses.
I think you did a great job at those educated guesses, by the way. Alright. Sketchy is going through a Topher run. We don't know which run it is, but we're happy to be able to watch it.
Oh yes. Countering these green dragons, is able to get away from them. And there's Caront turning in that tail. Oh, hello! That's an interesting trap tile. Unrunnable too. Ouch. I think we might have just found the roadblock.
Yeah, this is, if nothing else, is just gonna soak up waters with damage poison.
That'll do it. That will do it. Oh dear.
Oh no, did we lose Sketchy again?
Oh dear. At least we got good information on what might be the main issue in Topher.
That unrunnable waters with damage poison is nasty.
Yes.
Meanwhile, on Caront side, we have a promotion happening here.
And
Ooh.
Sketchy Metal got wiped by the waters. Oof.
Waters with damage poison will do that to you.
Yeah, and Sketchy Metal must have exited out of here at some point because the gate was already open.
Correct.
But, oh man, that's not a tile you expect to have something nasty in. When you're thinking Topher, you're usually thinking Kraken 2, Tiamat 2, maybe even Carry 2. You're not thinking Phantom Tile as a place to be, as a spot to be careful of.
And someone in chat mentioned an audio cue earlier in the run where they thought they heard the battle music after Topher start and then a reset immediately. And then these waters might have been what Sketchy reset on right away.
Possibly, yeah. I was hearing what sounded like spell effects happening in 4s. I'm thinking that might have been this. But oof, the fact that you gotta commit resources to this before you even get to the feed refights. It also doesn't help that Fade is on the same level as Life 2. So if you're committing the Fades, you're sacrificing potential life charges for later, and I see Sketchy did not buy Life 1.
Does he have enough levels on that White Wizard to get a level 7 charge? I might stop and go pick that up.
I don't think he has anything higher than 5. I mean, he has spell slots up to 7, I think, but I don't think he even bought anything. Well, I don't think there was anything in level 6 White Magic worthwhile, but...
So notably, Caront went back to Melman to translate that slab, but doesn't look like he stopped and visited Sarda to get his key.
Ooh. So at the moment, he's probably just getting spells for the Knight and Ninja.
Yeah, level 1 and Viz 2 on your Knight is not bad. I mean, you have the white shirt too. I guess that means you could throw that white shirt on that White Wizard as some equipment if you got nothing else.
Question in chat about how this is such a long seed. For one, it all the makings of a jet seed going in, because since we had the floater, the floater right away, the canal not too long after. But apparently, at some point, Caront forgot that he had the floater, and it took until about the 2.5 hour mark to actually notice it and actually get into the air, whereas Sketchy Metal was in the air at about 8 minutes. And there's another encounter that would be nasty in Topher. Metal slimes that have sleep and thunder. Oh my goodness.
This Topher is nasty. I thought this was going to be a jet seed with that 8 minute in the air for Sketchy Metal, but boy, these mobs have just been.
And the thing, if you wipe or reset here, you got to go through that Naga water pack all over again, because you can't run from that one.
And we don't know what types of these metal slimes giving Sketchy Metal the business.
I think this one's about done.
Yeah, I might just reset at this point. You're not gonna hero mode it with your knight at this point.
Especially
No
since,
life charge.
yeah, you're not gonna have life charges on the knight at all.
If I'm sketchy, I don't know. I see why. I think I can get inside of it. I see the reason why. It's 254. You have to assume that your opponent is wiping on Topher with you right now. So you're just gonna go. You don't have time, but maybe a couple more levels somewhere if you found a tile in C, or maybe even those. I don't know. What are you thinking if you're sketchy here and experiencing this tough Topher melee?
As far as trap tiles are concerned, I don't know if we saw anything that was really that good. I know there was the Gershark Wizzag pack, but I seem to recall something nasty in there, in that they had or something. I think maybe Glare was in there or something. Other than that, maybe going back to, well, there was a in ice, which is quite a ways at the Frostwolf tile. It was a Tyro encounter. If I was really desperate for levels, I might go there.
There is that Zombie D Wizvant tile. That one's okay.
Yeah, that's on that same floor. Yeah. All right, so Caront is exploring Sea Shrine. Let's see if we can find where that loose bottle is.
Do you think it's in that friendly chest? And he can't go in there because he doesn't have the key?
He still doesn't have the key. He hasn't checked Sarda yet. Oh, wow.
Unrunnable Red Zag pack.
Well, I mean, this... I think under... outside of, like, the alpha site, I think this encounter is always unrunnable. Because I think the B side is, like, the pirates or something.
Ah, you're right. I think it's Garland, actually.
Yeah, I knew it was one of those. And I think Sketchy Metal's getting himself turned around. He keeps going to the bottom right when he needs to go to the top left.
It's tough. A 3-hour seed, that's, going as hard as you can. It's got to be some mental fatigue going here.
Okay, MG Weirdo in chat confirming that it was linked with pirates.
Thank you for that, MG Weirdo. Prove me wrong. That is good.
I mean, the thought was correct, even if the one detail wasn't. And Sketchy Metal makes it to the Earth floor.
In relatively good shape, too. So...
There's the fact that he's already kind of working his way through his heal potions now kind of makes me worried about what he'll have at the end.
It does, but if we pretend that the White Wizard doesn't have Fade and just has Life 2, you could let one of your Light Warriors die and then full heal it with Life 2. That is an option that's on the table for us.
Yeah. And meanwhile, Sketchy Metal finding more unrunnables with these Mudgalls.
Who rolled this seed?
I did. And the fact that I was the one that rolled it should tell you everything you need to know. Oh, geez, 2 more steps and another golem encounter. Holy cow.
Yeah, Caront? Oh no, is the loose not in mermaids?
It's... only one room left. No, it's not a mermaid's.
I wonder if the bottle is loose in that friendly chest. Even though we know that Caront doesn't actually need the bottle. He has the airship now.
Yeah. He's going to the left side. And Sketchy Metal getting close to Lich too. I note that he's been using spell charge, mostly probably to get through that Naga water encounter, but he's only got 2 life charges left.
Oof, and then Sketchy pulls Lich too. Let's see what Lich has to offer us here, or if he's just going to be a glorified speed bump.
Oh, faster than Knight, and power bonking the Knight.
Critical hit for 196 from the Ninja, not bad, and Viz 2 comes out from the White Mage. We got Wayne swinging that Massa. 2 hits, 2 damage from the Black Mage. 5 hits, 212 terminated. No need to swing the Massa at all.
So I think it looks like the Ninja's using Katana, though.
That would make sense. They did pick up that Katana in Sky, so yes.
All right, getting more chest information from the Sharknado floor. As
Sketchy
Metal's already at carry 2. Let's see what we got here.
Ninja is critting like crazy.
It's not, and Carriage's not hitting her. There's the bottle.
Carry with Fire 3.
Fire 3 is not a bad thing to find, and Carry goes down.
Yeah.
Now this is the scary one. The water floor. We've seen what waters can do. I want to see. We've seen what the Gersharks could do. I think they have glare as well on top of everything else.
Oh no, we don't know if that water pack is unrunnable. We got Caront too. Has Caront seen the pack of waters in She Shrine yet?
No, I don't think so. So we know that the Naga water encounter is unrunnable. I don't know about the just water though.
Sketchy is healing up. He knows he's in dangerous waters.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Here we go.
This is not what Sketchy wanted to see, folks.
No, and he's using a life 2 charges. But oh boy, the Black Wizard's down.
Fade come, and the waters are tanky too.
The waters are down. He's got 1 life 2 charge left.
Oof, those waters.
And he's using it now. If he had seen life 1 in Onrak, I in this situation I would have grabbed that.
I just don't think you can cast Fade with this Topher at all. I think you should just ignore it until maybe you get to Chaos.
Yeah, but the issue is with encounters like that, and I don't think I've ever seen anyone go the right side. That's different. Ooh, 1 step away from Kraken. We got the seafood party platter here that doesn't look like it's that threatening, thank goodness.
If Kraken isn't particularly punchy, and he can make it to the air floor, I think Sketchy can make it all the way through.
Alright, Kraken 2.
Our first look at what usually is the gatekeeper. Fast coming up from the black mage.
No. Down goes the white wizard. Oh dear.
Without having those life 2 charges, I don't know if the white wizard is as important as the black wizard in this particular fight.
True, true.
Two critical hits, 188 from the katana. Got a big hit with the massa as well. Got the white shirt on the black wizard. So that way we still have access to Invis 2. Nice. 48 nuclear from Kraken.
There's a nuclear. Everyone's still up. Kraken's still alive, though.
Going on offense now. Lit 2. Low rolls. Doesn't kill the black wizard. That's good.
Kraken's
125
down.
terminate.
Kraken 2 is down.
Sketchy is running low on heal pots, though.
Uh-huh.
Just a few more steps to get off this dangerous floor.
Apparently, the errors on this Sharknado tile is giving Caront a bit of business. He has to revive a couple of his light warriors. Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
It was the Kersharks had glance. That's what it was. But he's able to get away, and he's through. Air floor.
If you're Sketchy here, you have to take just a sigh of relief to be done with that water floor.
Yeah, but we ain't done yet. Still got one more boss before we can get to Chaos.
Let's see what Tia 2 has to offer. After this worms.
Yeah, got it. That was a free run for the worms. All right, team at 2. Not even fasting. He's loading up on the white shirt. I respect this decision, especially since the team at 2 doesn't seem to have that much for absorb. At least get 271 from the katana. Now he's doing the fast.
I like the fast there. Terminated.
Team down. Oh! Okay!
Sketchy's like, finally, the seat had to give with the pay for Tia 2.
And... Oh, unrunnable errors.
Oh no, Sketchy is low on resources too, but the nuke luckily has nuke charges on the black wizard, but these airs live through it all.
Yeah, as long as the black mage survives, I think he'll have.
Meanwhile, Caront pulls Kraken 1, starts off with Invis 2 and fast on his knight. Swings to Massa.
And the Kraken is pretty weak, 6 hits for 18.
Ooh, that air punch missing on the black wizard is crucial.
Okay, the airs are down. And he's through. Last floor. I don't think he doesn't have enough heal pots to heal everyone up, but he can.
Caront lights his 4th orb, and if he goes and visits Sarda, will be in go mode. Has all the orbs lit.
Contemplating his gear here. I would move that ribbon. It's the ribbon's on the white wizard. There's no it's wasted there.
All right, at 3 hours and 8 minutes, we get our first look at Chaos, the ultimate fiend.
Uh-huh.
If Sketchy wipes here, Caront could make a comeback. But we know this Topher is nasty.
Chaos leads off with Thunder. 4 hits for 54. Not so much for evade, but absorb might be a bit of a thing. Starting up on the white shirts. Not a bad idea.
Power bonking it up as well. Ooh, the
And-
Black Wizard goes down, but I think he got the fast cast off, so that's all right.
Yep, and oop, there's the Bane. And for it's 355. Katana for 62. Oop, 5 for 73. That's not good. 2 for 2. And there.
Chaos
oh,
with the
there's
nuke.
a
Oh
nuke.
no. Hold A and pray.
Uh-huh.
Come on. Come on, Wayne. You can do it.
Come on, turn order. No. Chaos takes him down.
Does Caront have the key? He does not have the key in his inventory.
Oh dear.
But Caront is in this. If he goes and sees Sarda and picks up that key, he can make it back into this with that white from Sketchy.
Carant's gonna be checking out, going through the fetch chain here. And there's Cure 4. Smart move checking for that Cure 4.
I like this. We know this Topher is nasty.
And Warp is at 7 as well.
Question in chat: how did the seed end up being 3 hours? I move you to Exhibit A, the Naga water tile.
Uh-huh. That's just the most recent thing that's been, because the waters have poison, and this encounter is unrunnable. And this is the Phantom Trap tile, so there's no getting away from it. I would definitely go. And with this much grief, granted, if you're able to get past this fight, like if you're able to just get to the elemental floors in general,
Caront is going to get his key.
Oh, I just noticed something here. Sketchy Metal has forfeited the race.
Oh no! Ruby leads to the crown, but we know that's not required. We know Caront needs to go get the key.
Caront is finally getting to Sarda.
That is going to put him in his go mode to go find out that Topher is particularly nasty.
I didn't check. Did Caront get the crown as well?
He did pick up the crown in Titans as well. I like this play by Caront here to go and just pick up that Opal bracelet. It's pretty free. He knows it's there, so might as well grab it.
All right. And talking with our restreamer Made Walk Herd, it looks like we're going to be moving on since we do have other races going on. at the very least on this channel. So, if anything, I encourage you guys to go visit Caront's channel, cheer him on. He does know that Sketchy Metal has forfeited, but he is intent on finishing this seed. Because pretty much, even though he knows Sketchy has forfeited, he does have to actually finish the seed to claim the win. Or at least I'm presuming as much. So if you want to just head over to his channel, cheer him on. Pretty much all he's got to do is get through Topher by whatever means necessary, and he'll be good. So let me see what is going to be happening here in a moment.
Is Caront actually privy to the information that Sketchy has forfeited?
Yes, he did. I am in the IRC chat. He did respond. He did acknowledge Sketchy forfeiting. I'm just taking a quick look to see what the next thing on the itinerary is for this one, for this particular channel. It looks like it'll be a Super Metroid multi-category tournament race between Balthazar and French Lightning John. So, for those interested in watching that, just stick around, and I guess until next time around, for Dwight Desatel, Madewalk Herd, Speed Gaming in general, this is Melee Wizard, and have a nice day.
Have a nice, folks. Thank you for joining us this particularly nasty seed, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.